Because one that I thought of and I was like, no, that'd be too dangerous, is having what we'll call the pursuit gnome.
Oh no! The pursuit gnome.
Bow chicka bow chicka bow 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 chicka bow chicka bow 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 bow.
Come on,
bow,
yeah.
bow, bow,
Full of shit.
bow.
Ah,
Wow,
we got
bow,
Nick.
bow, 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 bow,
We're talking about random shit.
bow, 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 bow.
Ah!
Bow. Welcome, Nick, to Full of Shit. This is now your second appearance.
Indeed it is.
How's it feel? You're in an elite group. Why are you really gotta do that while I'm trying to do an intro right now, Tim? Wow. How rude.
This guy, dude. This guy.
Just sipping tea, first of all, which...
Water.
Oh, I was going to say it's not even water.
Oh.
It's water. I finished my tea.
So Tim's been drinking tea, and given that this is America, I think it's a little unpatriotic of him.
Hey.
Well, actually, I fully support your drinking tea because
Thank you.
You know what? Arizona tea is $1.89 in Britain, and that's payback for the Boston Tea Party.
Thank you. I made myself tea.
So anyway, this is your second time on, and does it feel good to be back?
Absolutely.
Absolutely wonderful. So we've done away with the intro thing, with the you do an intro for us. We canned it, trashed it.
Yeah, I
good
know.
time.
You didn't even rate mine last time.
Yes, that's true. Forgot about that.
We kicked you out before we could.
I know. You're like, oh, we're tired of this guy. He's doing a little jig and everything.
I was just so excited for the topic that it just had to go.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Okay, so in lieu of that, we have started, I generate a question on the spot, and you give us an answer to that question, and then we rate that. So the question coming at you right now,
Oh, my God.
that's about to,
I'm not ready for
that's
this.
about to enter my mind is, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Well, based off of Abraham Lincoln's theory of chopping wood in Illinois, I would think that a woodchuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck.
So your answer is an infinite amount of wood, given if the woodchuck could chuck an infinite amount of wood.
Yeah, if the woodchuck could chuck that much wood,
Damn,
then a woodchuck could chuck wood.
So if a woodchuck could only chuck 5 wood, then the woodchuck could only chuck 5 wood.
Yeah.
So
But Abraham Lincoln, on the other hand,
so a woodchuck could chuck as much as Chuck could. I don't know where I'm going.
a woodchuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck.
Chuck
If
the
a woodchuck
woodchuck.
could chuck wood.
But if a woodchuck could not chuck that much wood, then a woodchuck could not chuck that wood. You know what I'm saying?
So how much of that chucked wood could the woodchuck chuck?
as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck wood.
What if the
All right.
woodchuck was named Chuck?
Well, in Chuck, the woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck named Chuck could chuck wood.
Damn.
Would it be possible for Chuck the woodchuck to chuck so much wood that he upchucks?
I suppose it would be possible for Chuck the woodchuck to chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck and then upchuck if he upchucks after throwing that much wood. Or
So what if
chucking
Chuck the woodchuck upchucks while driving his truck on the way back from his wood chucking?
Next question, please.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, so Nick's answer to how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood is as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So I guess that's an answer. Tim, take it away.
Damn, that got deep for a minute there.
Well, in life, there's two doors.
I'm gonna. Damn, I don't know where to start for rating that. That was like way over my head.
That was a pretty long one.
That was long.
Yeah.
Long answer one on that one. Essay, you might say. I think I'm gonna rate that on a scale of lightning bolts. One being the little spark you get in between you and your blanket when you're cuddling up alone in bed.
Can I request a new rating? Can it be Subway sandwiches?
No.
2 against 1. I also request that it be in Subway
Yes.
sandwiches.
We want Subway sandwiches.
You'd get
I want to know what they taste like.
you're gonna get, all right, fine, in Subway sandwiches. Just because you requested that, you're gonna get a 6-inch dry ass bread
Oh boy,
with no mayo
Damn.
and no meat.
Damn.
that is brutal.
I feel like that wasn't an objective rating. I think there was some
No.
personal feelings
You
behind that.
should have let me go with the lightning bolts.
I am going to rate your answer on a scale of choreographed dance numbers. Those
Damn.
being like the cha-cha slide, the electric slide, the Cupid shuffle, stuff like that. The Mamba, the Macarena. So
Charleston.
on that, the Charleston, on that scale with the Macarena being the bottom, and the Hustle being the top, I would give you a Disco Fever. I think that's a dance.
I couldn't tell you, dude.
I think the Hustle is like the disco dance, actually. We're really dating ourselves for age. So you get the Hustle. That was the highest one. That was the highest you could get.
Thank you. I'm like Tim over there.
Do the Hustle. Boop, boop, boop,
I'm not going to talk about it.
All right. So as we get started today, I'm putting out the call again. The same call we put out last week with Mitch the Math Man Mitchell. And that call was that each and every one of you listening right now, you non-salad finishers, as I think we should change to.
No.
Non-salad eaters still?
Oh,
Stick
yeah.
with it.
Yes.
You non-salad eaters out there, we want you, if you're listening right now, to go ahead, pause it as you're listening. Do it. Is it paused? Well, it's not, because you're hearing me say this. So actually wait until I finish telling you what to do before you pause. All right, so listen to this, then pause. Got it? Get it? Good. Here we go. You guys are smart. We want you to go and share this with at least one other person right now. All right? Do it. Go share it with your mom, your grandma, your dad, your uncle, anyone. Can be anyone. Do it right now. Pause. Go do it. Is it done? You better not have resumed if you haven't done it. All right. We would really appreciate that. In all seriousness, we'd really appreciate if you would share it with just one other person. That would double our listeners and allow us to do a little more of these, maybe even more frequently, maybe some more fun stuff. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And we'd appreciate it. And my other offer still stands that if you can find the moral in all or any of the episodes and you email them to the email in the description, I will read them aloud, no matter how filthy they are. We haven't gotten any yet. So if you're the first one, you really get to set the precedent. And the topic for today, time to get into it. Enough with the preamble. The topic for today is, what is the stupidest yet still useful invention that you can think of? So we're going to be like making our own. They don't have to be pre-existing things.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of just go around the circle until we run out. Who's got the stones to start? Nick, you look like you got some stones on you today.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
Look at those stones over
Don't
there.
make me
Those are
say
some heavy rocks that he's carrying.
Don't make me
Look
say
at those stones. Wow. Look at Nick.
I think one of the most stupidest inventions, but yet most useful inventions, would be a it's a rope.
Ooh.
Yeah. But look, get this. The rope.
Yeah.
It's only a 10-foot rope, all right? It's tied
You got me on the edge of my seat right now.
to a pulley, all right? And that pulley is holding up a piano, and yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this.
What does it do? What is the purpose of it? Is this just to lift the piano?
Yeah.
5 feet would be the maximum you could lift it, if my math is correct.
No, it probably wouldn't be that, because you'd have to have the
Well,
pulley
if you have
up high.
if you have it 10 feet, you put the pulley up 5 feet. That leaves you, give or take, 5 feet of rope on each side, depending on how big the pulley is. So you could lift the piano a maximum of 5 feet. And given that a piano is probably already 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I told you I didn't know where I was going.
So
man.
the topic was dumb yet useful. What is a scenario in which lifting a piano approximately a foot off the ground would be useful?
Stopping the Roadrunner.
The Roadrunner's, how tall is the Roadrunner?
6 feet.
Well, then you're done. It won't work. What about if you had to slide a rug under your piano?
Ooh, but then I would just...
You're contradicting yourself here.
I'd like to retract this statement of the piano idea, all right?
The first topic of the day retracted. This is going great.
Wonderful.
Okay, here's mine. I got one. This might already be a thing because it's kind of practical. I would buy this if this is currently a thing. So you know when you're eating like corn on the cob?
Yeah.
And like corn on the cob, that's a lot of effort to eat that. Just the act of just chomping into that on its own is effort. So not only do you have to sit there and you got to chomp it and you got to chew it and you got to swallow it, you also have to sit there and you have to turn the corn. So I propose it's a spike and it's kind of like on like a rotating thing and you stab the corn into it and it rotates the corn for you. And then you can just sit there.
So
and
like
go,
a corn eating rotisserie.
yeah, basically a corn
Yeah.
rotisserie. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's already a thing,
Damn.
but I don't know of it. No research on
I've
this
seen
show.
I've seen things where like People have like corn on the cob bibs that are like trays that jet out from your chest.
So like you don't get it all over you.
Yeah, and then you can set your corn down, and it's a corn shaped tray, so you can actually have butter in there.
Huh.
You can like turn it around.
Well, that's not my invention. This is my invention.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
just
rotate, and it's got multiple purposes. Think about when you have to butter your corn. You could just dip the brush in the butter and then just spin the corn and just get the butter. You'd way more adequately butter that corn than.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, useful. Beat that.
I'm not going to, man. You heard my first idea. That was a flunk.
My corn butterer. Well, I have to come up with a name for it. The shuck and spin.
The shuck and spin.
How much corn could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could shuck corn?
Wow,
Well, no, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim, what do you got to beat me?
Man,
I guess you don't have to beat me. You can let me win.
I would have a little stick, like a little straw that would be heated, and you could stick it in your drink, like your coffee, and heat it while you stir.
Okay, I think of a more practical use for that. Because I was thinking of a heated straw. Like, imagine putting that in a milkshake. So, a lot of times when you first get a milkshake,
yeah. See,
you can't even like suck up the milkshake.
Yeah,
unless you have a lot of practice with sucking. You don't. I don't have. I know.
No comment.
I don't have a strong enough to get that up, but I know some people might.
Unless it's a really well blended milkshake. Right. But even then, sometimes
when you put them in your freezer, like if you go to the ice cream, and then it's really that would that's a good one.
And it's only like slightly heated.
Yeah.
But maybe it has multiple settings. You could also do your original thought.
Yeah. So it'd be like literally like a little battery pack, like just kind of stuck to it.
Right. So not only can you use it to heat while you stir, you can also use it to suck up your milkshake.
Yeah. Your now frozen milkshake.
What would you call it?
I would call that the
suck it.
I would call it a good hot suck.
God damn. That's too long. I'd go
hot suck.
I was going to say hot suck. Yeah, let's go with that.
Hot suck. All right, Nick. How are you going to beat hot suck?
I don't know if I can beat that name.
I don't think so.
It's a good one.
Do you think hot suck would run into marketing issues because of that?
I think you could come up with a good jingle for it.
Yeah, come up with a jingle.
All right. It's going to flash on your screen. Numbers and things, and it's going to say, hey, 2 for $19.99. Buy one, get one free. Just pay shipping.
And
that's
handling.
$30.
Handling's free.
Oh, the handling's free.
And then it's going to flash in front of your screen and have disco lights and everything, and somebody sucking on it.
Is there going to be a song, or is it just going to be silent as this happens?
Is there 3 to 5 business days for it to ship to me? Because I might be sold on that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nick, we're back to you after the hot suck.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do the jingle. I think it's quite literally just going to be the uncomfortable just...
I'll be dead honest with you. I had an idea, and then Tim said the suck thing, and I lost my idea of what else to do. Okay, all right. Here's a good one. All right. Like when you wear your old tennis shoes?
Yeah.
And like sometimes like they're made with plastic in the heel?
Yeah.
What if there was a device that stopped that from happening? So that way you never jabs into the back of your heel.
Oh, so like how like when like the back of the shoe falls down?
Yeah.
So it gets stabbed?
Yeah.
It's like what sort of device are we talking?
This is like an unimaginable amount of pain, almost like kicking your foot with a toothpick between your nail on the wall.
That's why I always untie my shoes, and people laugh at me for it, but I dread that feeling.
Oh, I actually just stopped wearing shoes with the laces, and I got rid of the whole shebang. But
just slip-ons?
Yeah, it works. But I would say it's probably like a 10 feet of rope. No, I'm just kidding.
It's 10 feet of rope
tied to a pulley.
It pulls the back of your shoe up.
That was my original. My idea was something to do with the string that just pulled it up. But then I'm like, nope, we're not going back to this idea of pulling stuff up.
You're really obsessed with pulleys tonight.
Dude,
and 10 feet
geometry.
of rope.
Geometry. God bless my geometry teacher's art, but I did not learn shit in that class. Like I was asleep through most of it.
You apparently were awake for the pulley unit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's the best.
And then you
unit.
realized you were in physics and not geometry.
But I would say it's probably like a what if it's like a peel away? You know, like it's like a band-aid where you peel the backside of it off and then it will stick. But like what if this is like it's layered? So then if it gets to that, you can just peel that layer away.
Oh, so it's like built into the shoe.
Yeah.
So the shoe itself is like the product.
Yeah.
So it'd be the peel. What would you call it?
Peelies.
Ooh, like Heelys?
Yeah.
Dude, I had those as a kid. They're pretty
They're
sick.
great.
Yeah,
Cruising.
Peelies is actually a good idea. I would say the Peelies.
Huh. How would the Peelies be marketed?
All right.
Give us the infomercial. Have you ever...
Yeah. Have you ever experienced the sharp pain in the back of your heel when you're walking in old tennis shoes?
Yes, I have.
Not anymore.
Whoa.
Flashes.
Flashes with
Wow.
Peelies.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, Peelies.
Peelies.
Cut to a little kid going like,
all you gotta do
surprise face.
is peel away the first layer, and you got a new shoe. Pop, Peelies.
Good as new. Dial 199 Peelies today.
And you'll receive your first pair of Peelies.
And if you order right now, you'll get an extra either right or left shoe for free.
Only 4 payments of $29.99 or $29.99 and shipping and handling.
Plus an additional $600 convenience fee.
Because we got to make our money back on these.
I lost. I
the production is gonna.
took out a second mortgage for this. Okay, here's mine. Here's my second one. The second one, I have to top the
Got 2.
We're gonna keep going until we run out.
I went hard on Peelies, dude. That's all I got. All right.
So this one I have is, and I thought because we have a Thor's hammer sitting here on our table, and I thought of, think of how many times when you're trying to hammer in a nail and you hit your fingers. And again, this might be a thing that's already existing because it's such a good idea that it should be. It's a hammer. It's got a magnetic head, okay? So the nail sticks to the head of the hammer. So it's got like pointy end out and the nail head is on the hammer. So, and all you got to do is just swing the hammer and hit it into wherever you're trying to do. So instead of having to hold it with your fingers, the hammer is just holding it for you. Then you just...
So would you
Into
have
the
to
wood.
like rely on that thing to like, you have to wind up and smack it exactly where you need that nail?
Well, also, I didn't think about that. So now, after beta testing, after alpha testing, now it has a laser sight on it.
Ah, all right.
So it shows you where you're targeting.
That baby
Yes.
bore-sighted.
Yes, it is. So
What?
I can't. I'm just picturing Noah with the hammer, just lining it up and just smacking some plywood or something.
so yes. And we
All
would
right.
call it hammer time. And here's how I imagine it going. It'd be the infomercial would be like a Flex Seal commercial, okay?
Oh.
So it would just show like in like the like pail where they like take
Are
all
you
the-
hiring Phil? Sorry, not.
I was-
Are you hiring
I was-
Phil Swift? for
We're
this
hiring his
commercial?
brother, Kevin Slow.
I was literally going to ask the same question. I'm just like, you hiring Phil Swift for this?
We can't afford the Phil Swift.
It's fair.
I'm in.
We'll hire Nick. And it's going to start off with like how they like decolorize it and they show all the people getting hurt. And it's going to show people just smacking their fingers with hammers. Like it's going to be so exaggerated. We're going to see a guy just obliterate his hand, but he's going to be fine somehow because that's how those infomercials work. And then it's going to go, has this ever happened to you? And we're going to show a bunch of people with just casted up hands going, yes. And they're going to try to give a thumbs up, but they can't because they smacked their thumb. And they'll be like, ah. So,
I too desperately need to hold a thumbs up.
What?
So they were just like trying to hold up their thumbs. I'm just like, I too desperately need to hold up my thumb that bad
Okay.
that I would hurt myself to do it.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, so then it's going to be like, you need hammer time. And it's going to do pop, 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 as it spins in a circle, highlight on the screen. And it's going to show like a diagram of a nail attaching to the hammer. And Kevin Slow is going to go, if this hammer has a magnetized head, so the nail will stick to it at all times as long as you have magnetized nails. Nails are magnetic, right?
I think
It depends on the nail, yeah.
Because if they're not,
if it's an aluminum nail,
we could also sell a line of magnetic nails to go with it and make even more money.
This man's making. Would it be a nail that specifically is meant for that hammer?
Yeah, it'd be the Hammer Time nail.
Damn.
We're gonna corner the market. Put all those other hammer companies out of business.
Damn.
We'll have a whole line of magnetized products and tools.
Will you get a NASCAR car?
Yes. And it'll be assembled using Hammer Time nails.
Perfect.
Just a car held together with nails.
Typically we use a bolt or some sort of screw for this, but
or a
in
rivet.
this car we used a Hammer Time nail to secure the wheels.
It's just nailed to a piece of plywood.
No lug nuts here. Just
You just
Hammer
have to
Time
race
nails.
downhill because it doesn't have a motor.
We make a motor purely out of Hammer Time nails. So yeah, that's my product, the Hammer Time hammer.
All right. I'm gonna develop a. Oh shoot! I was just caught up on that Hammer Time nail. Jeez.
The Hammer Time hammer. Everyone's caught up on it.
I'm gonna make a band. This is good,
Like that plays music?
yeah.
Oh.
On its own.
That's called a radio.
Yeah, so this is gonna be live music.
Oh.
Live music. All the instruments play themselves.
Like an air guitar.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally air guitar central.
So it's just you're essentially making a line of instruments that play themselves.
Yeah.
Why would I want that as opposed to a band?
You don't have to hire people for a band.
But I imagine those instruments would be very expensive.
So here's the thing.
That's true.
You undercut you buy all that equipment. You undercut all the live bands because you don't have to pay nobody.
Oh, so you're gonna like rent them out.
Yeah.
So wait, who are you planning on taking over here? Like, is this going to take over like Taylor Swift?
Nobody takes over Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say that's a bit.
It
high.
wouldn't be a person; it'd be a robotic band.
Right. Not a robotic.
What if your band? Oh wait, it would be. How would it work? Would it all be like analog?
Cursed instruments.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're gonna capture dead musicians.
Yeah.
And force them.
I will literally have a guitar that is literally possessed with Jimi Hendrix.
All right. So who'd your drums be possessed by?
I don't know any drummers.
Well, then you
Who's
got
the
a
guy
problem.
From the Beatles. Well, he's still alive, isn't he? Never mind.
Paul McCartney.
You kill him.
No,
He wasn't.
Paul McCartney. Well, he was in the Beatles, but no, he wasn't.
Yeah, Paul McCartney
No
was.
clue.
Paul McCartney.
I guess
was.
I'm not up with my British.
Paul
boy bands.
McCartney, I think, is one of the. I think he's the only Beatle that is alive yet.
You could get that one.
He's a guitarist though.
You could get that one from Phineas and Ferb who ain't got rhythm.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah,
I ain't got rhythm as he's just fucking
Yeah.
going
So
crazy.
kill
Got
him.
rhythm.
You kill him, make him your drummer. Who's your lead singer? You got plenty to choose from there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go straight up. Who did I have for a guitarist? It was Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. You need
right.
someone who's able to do like an impression though, because if you get like an
That's fair.
Elvis, like everybody's gonna be like, that's the ghost of Elvis coming out of that microphone.
Larry the Cable
Ooh.
Guy.
Who's really good at impressionists, but also a very
Ariana
good
Grande,
singer?
I saw do Wheel of Musical Impressions on Jimmy Fallon and was really good at it.
Yeah,
You still need a bass guitar.
Drake.
I'm gonna.
Not the rapper Drake. Drake from Drake and Josh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and steal Davey 504 from YouTube. He's a bass guitarist.
And lastly, you need a pianist.
A pianist. Elton John.
That's who I was thinking
That's
too.
what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Or
have
Billy Joel.
so you have a ghostly band that plays itself.
Yeah.
Well done. That's a pretty good one. What would it be called?
I don't want people to know that it's a cursed thing. So I'm going to go.
The Not Cursed Band. Totally not a cursed band.
totally inconspicuous. I'm going to go Air Bandimatronics because I want them to think it's machinery.
Air Bandimatronic.
Air Bandimatronics.
Nick, we're back to you. This will be our final round.
All right. So we go with you know how you're driving down the road, right? And you're sitting in your car
Yeah.
and you listen to your tunes, you're going off to some music and you drop something between the seats. I don't know if this could be a thing. I don't know. But if you drop something between the seats, what if there's something to stop that? Because like a huge thing in car accidents is like somebody dropping their phone or
And
something.
they reach for it.
What if there's just something to stop you from dropping like objects like that?
So what would that something be?
Insta-catch.
Oh, how does InstaCatch work? Is it some sort of device that catches it?
It's all right. This might blow your mind, but it's cloth. I know, right?
Exploded.
So it's just cloth that stitches in between your console and your seat, and it catches stuff.
Wow. Innovative.
I know, right?
That's incredible.
And then you can do it between the door and the seat.
What about when you need to open the door?
Then you just unlatch it with some Velcro.
Oh, so it's got some Velcro.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then there's a rope. I'm just kidding.
Attached to a pulley.
Attached to the object that you drop. Boom.
That was like 1,000 IQ play that I didn't see coming.
Yeah, you didn't see the pulley coming anywhere, did you?
And now I have less than a single IQ compared to that idea right there.
I'm glad for you.
Here's mine. I'm going big or going home for this
Oh, yeah?
one. It's a garden gnome. It's got motion sensors in its eyes.
Okay.
It's placed in your yard to ward off intruders. When it detects motion, it's got like a time sensor on it or like a solar panels or whatever, so you can have it only work at night. It probably work best at night. And when it detects motion, it will issue a warning, and you can like set whatever your warning you want it to be. So if you want like drop trowel and put your hands up, it can do that, or it can do whatever. If the person continues to, like if they don't freeze, it will then, the cone in the top of its head will open up. It'll begin just rapidly launching fireworks into the sky.
You just piss off your neighbors with that.
So he'll rapidly launch fireworks into the sky, and then it will also just start screaming, alert, 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 alert. And then you have 2 companion gnomes that come with it that you place like on the outskirts of your property. So this one has to be the center because this is the command gnome. The 2 outskirts gnomes, their heads open up and they're like pointed towards the command gnome because that's like where the intruder would be. And they have like multiple shots in here. So in case they miss, it kind of just shotguns out. It just starts firing beanbags.
Oh,
Like I'm not talking just like lobbing them, like like when you see like a beanbag gun, they just start firing beanbags.
oh my God.
I guess if we want to make them a little bit more on the expensive side, we could link them to the eyes on the command gnome so they know exactly where the target is. So they just start firing beanbags as fireworks are going off. The fireworks are meant to distract them, and they look up while the beanbags come out and then just start pelting them. Then the command gnome will put in a call to 911. The cops will arrive. The suspect will hopefully be beanbagged to the point of not being able to escape. And your house is protected. And we will call it the Commando Gnomes.
Dang.
You can also purchase more of like the beanbag gnomes, and maybe if it's a success, we'll come up with like more of what we will call the perimeter gnomes. So the command gnome or the perimeter gnome, and we could have like alternate versions. Like we could have like a taser one.
Oh my God.
We could have like a pepper spray one. We could have like an anti like varmint one that like shoots birdshot or something.
Oh,
we could have all kinds of like
oh my God.
configurations.
Kind of brutal.
So like you buy the command gnome and you automatically get the two perimeter gnomes. Maybe you get 2 perimeter gnomes of your choice, and then you can then buy further perimeter gnomes.
Damn.
What I do worry about is because it's getting a little more complex with the targeting system and everything, I worry about them gaining sentience and rising up. Because one that I thought of and I was like, no, that'd be too dangerous, is having what we'll call the pursuit gnome.
Oh no. The pursuit gnome.
And that is one that basically sits in like a little RC car, and then like if the suspect tries to flee, the pursuit gnome chases them down.
I would love to watch this go down. Like it's like Cops, the TV show, but it's just you have the video footage of the pursuit gnome. So it's like 3 feet tall and is chasing this guy's ankles.
And its head opens up and fires out a net.
Oh my God.
But that would, if in the event of the gnomes uprising, that gives them mobility.
That's true.
I don't know if we want that.
Shoots out a
I just
spike
want to see
strip.
this footage. I just want to see somebody get attacked by a fucking gnome.
So this is what happens. Assuming you have all configurations of the gnome,
Yeah.
I'm a robber sneaking up to somebody who owns the command gnome's house. The command gnome detects them. It gives them a warning. I, thinking it's just some like random thing, continue my approach to the house. Fireworks start going off rapidly. I'm freaking out. I look up in the air. I'm like, what's going on? I hear alert, alert, alert. I hear some mechanisms opening to my sides. Suddenly I hear what sounds like gunshots, and I get smoked in the head by a beanbag. As I'm trying to shelter and cover myself up, I feel barbs of a taser shoot into me, and I start getting tased. Somehow I manage to shake that off, and I begin trying to run away. In the meanwhile, a raccoon enters the yard and gets taken out by one of the anti-varmint gnomes. As I'm booking it down the street, I just hear that little RC sound of and I turn back and see this gnome riding on an RC car just coming after me. I'm in Florida, so I do what's natural when pursued by a predator, and I begin to serpentine, to zig back and forth. The pursuit gnome is programmed for this. It goes in a straight line right after me. I'm about to jump a fence to freedom, and suddenly I hear poof, and a net comes over me and takes me to the ground. Then the recon gnome,
What?
Oh my God. Gnome army.
who
Jeez.
has a little like helicopter come out of his head, flies over, shines a spotlight on me, and alerts the police to my position.
This is genius.
That is
Oh my God.
Actually, I changed my mind. And we're gonna, instead of like the commando gnomes, we're gonna call them the gnome protectors. So like home protectors, but the gnome protectors.
I'm in love.
Awesome.
Let's make these because I want some.
Yeah.
I'm looking for investors. If you're interested in investing in the gnome protectors, email the email below.
And also give us people that know how to build things.
Yes. And programmers, and we're going to need all hands on deck for this one. We're going to need developed in artificial
We
intelligence.
just got the idea, so you just do it.
I'm an idea man. I'm a thinker, not a doer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim,
Oh my God.
you have the finale. You got to beat the gnome protectors.
Gee, I don't know
I don't know if
can.
you could. Yeah, the gnome
That's
protectors
insane.
Are
Oh my God.
pretty fire.
Oh, with the fireworks there? Oh,
I think you should
Good
just
time.
launch the fireworks at the person intruding.
you should.
That's cruel. You know how bad it hurts by fire? None of the stuff I'm sending at them would kill them.
That's
Or
true.
just leave them with 3rd-degree burns.
That could kill them.
Fine.
We're not out to kill them. That's why I'm a little reluctant to use the birdshot gnomes. But, if you have a really bad pest problem,
Just misfires one time and just
we could have what I'm going to call the Red Baron gnomes.
Oh no.
And they implement the flight of the recon gnomes, and they will pursue things like insects. So if you have like a swarm of bees, they'll fly after those, or like crows, because crows are a pest. They will because a crow will try to fly away. They'll pursue and take out the crow.
what if it shot like popcorn kernels at it?
Well, those we want to kill.
Oh,
We want to kill the varmints.
That's the bird shot. Those are live rounds.
Yes, but they will be specifically programmed that if they detect something like bigger than like a football, they won't go after it.
Damn.
All right, Tim, let's hear it.
I'm speechless.
Do you just want to concede?
I would. I can't lead up after that.
I think I
You heard all 3
can't.
of my ideas, and they're all the same.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I literally can't. What? I would buy that immediately.
I would just, yeah.
It'd be very expensive.
Here's my credit card. No, I'll just take this.
Because there's an artificial intelligence working inside that command gnome.
I mean, the problem is that's like too useful.
You
I
know
guess that's it is useful.
You know what? That's the failsafe. The command gnome has a small miniature bomb in it that can only be activated by a key fob.
Oh,
So in case the gnomes do go rogue, because the command gnome is running the network, if the command
Yeah.
gnome goes down, everything goes down. So in case they go rogue and turn on you, you just detonate the command gnome.
Oh, I not thinking of the word fob that you slipped in there. Now that it comes to my head, but I was thinking it had to you had to go and plug it into the gnome. I was like, this is a horrible drawback, but it's a fob.
At that point, you
so
just
that
kick
makes it basically useless.
At that point, you just kick it because they're still porcelain gnomes. We want them to be authentic.
Yeah.
All right, with that will be...
I can't top it. Nope. Not after that
will
one.
be a wrap on that one. The command gnome or the gnome protectors take it.
No,
Oh yeah, 100%.
You ever notice that all my crazy ideas seem to start with fireworks?
Yeah, what you and your Arnold Schwarzenegger thing and
Yeah.
Your French accent.
Zika gnomes. All right, so we will wrap with that one. Once again, my offer still stands. If you can find the moral of this episode, please email us and I will read it, no matter how filthy it is. We may have to bleep some things, but I'll definitely read it, depending on how dirty, down and dirty y'all get. They don't have to be down and dirty, and I prefer they weren't, but you do you. Full freedom, freedom of speech. This is a freedom of speech podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on, Nick. This was number 2.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sure you'll be back for a third.
Hopefully.
Hopefully you don't get exiled.
I know, yeah.
If we find out you didn't your research.
Nope.
So please feel free, and we'd really appreciate it if you shared with a friend. If you liked us on Facebook or Instagram, send us an email if you got any suggestions for topics. We struggle to think of them.
Yeah, it took us at least a half hour. And this is all we could think of.
And we will see you next week. Bye.